On the computer audio. Okay. So I'm hitting the record button now. So good morning. I am Ms. J. Fawn Hood. I am the recruitment specialist for Educare DC programs. I am the face behind all of the invitations and reminders that you've been receiving. I am a member of the family engagement team, and I partner with our enrollment team members to ensure that inquiring families like yourself are supported through the eligibility, selection, and enrollment process. What a pleasure it is to have each of you join us today. You could have decided to spend your time doing so many other things, and you took the first step in choosing Educare DC by joining us, and we are so grateful. It is our intention to honor everyone's schedule and stick to our time, but more importantly, provide you with a great introductory overview of our dynamic early learning program. So that way, it also allows some meaningful questions and answers at the end. Excuse me for my phone there. With that being said, I kindly ask you guys to add your questions in the chat box, and we will be sure to provide an ask and answer segment at the end. This will allow our presenters to honor you with getting all the information that they prepared to share out to you so you can make informed decisions, or informed educational decisions, more importantly, for your family. So let's go ahead and get in. So today we have a few of our amazing leaders from our leadership team to share with you a comprehensive overview of Educare DC programs. I won't waste any time with introducing each and every one of them because they are prepared to do that themselves. But I do encourage you to do two things for me. I want you to stay till the end because we have so much vital information to share with you. And two, utilize the chat box for any questions that you may have. I also may be posting pertinent information like I've done so far with our contact information. It has our website if you want to do an online application, or if you have an inquiry after and you want to have more questions and answers, you can do that via our enroll page. And then also an email address for our enrollment team at enroll@educaredc.org. So again, stay, hang out with us for this next hour and 45, hour and a half, and then utilize the chat box for any questions that you may have. Also, remember, this is an overview. All month long, we will have featured segments that will dive deeper into each area our leaders will be sharing with you today, such as our new prenatal program that launched in December, food and nutrition for parents who may have children with special dietary needs. What are our best practices to serve you, as well as around just making sure that our children are making healthy food choices. And then also our powerful segment around inclusion and mental health. And then we have our enrollment team who is going to cover the nuts and bolts of enrolling, because sometimes that process can be complicated. They're also going to take a step further and do a bonus segment in which they will dedicate a Saturday to provide one-on-one application support if you and when you choose to enroll with Educare DC. We have so much to share with you. So glad you are here. So if you are ready to get started, if you can give me a thumbs up and an applause with your emotion gadgets at the bottom, and we're going to get started. So first, I would like to introduce our first presenter, Mr. Jamal Berry, who is the Vice President of Programs. Mr. Berry, it's all yours.
Hello and welcome to Educare Washington, DC. We're excited to have you here and to talk a little bit about our program. And hopefully at the end, you'll send your application in today to apply for your children or if you're a pregnant mother for yourself. So I'm going to start out telling you a little bit about the Educare Learning Network. And so we're a part of 26 schools that are throughout the United States. And here, what you see in front of you is our framework. This is kind of what we believe in and what we follow. So we are a data utilization program. We really depend on collecting a lot of data from families, from staff, from children, because it informs our decisions. What that allows us to do is decide what type of professional development that we do for our staff, what type of programming we have for our families, what type of opportunities we might have. And so that goes into why we talk about our high quality teaching practices. And my colleagues are going a lot deeper on what those are and what we think about, from ratios to teacher qualifications, and then intensive family engagement. So the supports that we provide for families, the opportunities that we grow families with by family partnership agreements, and even through our needs assessment. When all that comes together with strong leadership, which is this team that's in front of you today, then we really see some strong child and family outcomes. We see increased student achievement and kindergarten readiness, and we even see parent and family outcomes. You might hear about like a 2-generation model. While we're supporting and teaching children, we want to work with adults as well, because that's where the change really happens, when that ecosystem is all affected at once. So more specifically, Educare of Washington, D.C., right? That first slide really focused on the network and kind of what our overarching goes on. More specifically, as an organization in D.C., we have a couple of things. So this is called a theory of change, or a logic model, and this identifies the who. So the who is you, right, that is attending today or might look at this at a later time. Families that are potentially in Washington, D.C. that have children birth to 5 and or pregnant mothers, like we'll talk about later. The how is what I showed you the first time, right? That high quality teaching practices, data utilization, intensive family engagement. But there are also other components to our organization. And so one component is advocacy. So we advocate for a lot of different things throughout Washington, D.C. and on some federal levels. Right now, we advocated for early childhood educators to get the vaccine at the same time as public school teachers. We've advocated in the past for at-risk funding for what's called community-based organizations. And so a part of our work that we do is advocacy, and we really want to improve local and federal policies. Another part of our way of work is training. So we have a professional development arm, and we have a professional development specialist. And so we train other organizations and or teachers in the Washington, D.C. area. And one of our goals is to influence over 1,000 teachers in the DMV, right? So the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. Last but not least, we support and empower a diverse, highly competent group of early childhood education. So what that looks like, we have a cohort right now that's called the Early Education Fellows, and there are a lot of different teachers from numerous organizations in DC, and we lead them in a cohort group of kind of best practices and training for them that's over a year, to create just micro systems of educators that have support systems throughout DC. So a little bit of our personal history. Educare Washington, D.C. came to D.C. in 2012. And when we came in 2012, we were a small organization. Not every classroom was open. We were increasing over time. And it took some hard work. It took dedication. It took community partners like EASN, which is the Early Childhood Innovation Network, and they work with us on mental health supports for our staff as well as for parents. It took partners like United Planning Organization, which was our first grantee. They supported us with how we learned more about Head Start and operating procedures in DC. It took partners like Unity Health Center and the DC Promise Neighborhood, which was got the neighborhood grant. They were the first partner where they helped us with home visiting, and they provided resources to us and families, and they provided opportunities for enrollment as well. It took advocacy, support from the Learning Network, and other things. And over time, in 2019, we really grew. So what added for us? We became NAEYC accredited, which is the National Accreditation of Education of Young Children. And so through NAEYC, it's really like a gold standard for early childhood centers. And so we became NAEYC accredited. We also received the pre-K grant. The pre-K grant basically says that we are on the same par and level as public charter schools and public school pre-K in area. So we get the same assessment that they get, which is the class assessment, which my colleague Michael Truesdale will go more into. We have to follow the same rules. Our teachers have to have the same credentials as them. We also then really started ramping up on our training and advocacy, as well as we received the Early Head Start Child Care Partnership Grant, which Ms. Talia Newman will talk more about, but that grant allows us to support other child cares in the community. And then through the QRIS, which is the Quality Rating Improvement System, every state has one. For Maryland, it's called Maryland Stars, if I'm not mistaken, but ours is called Capital Quality. And through that system, we receive the high quality designation, which basically means we are at the top tier of like 10% of centers within DC, and that goes on everything we do is based off family engagement, our quality ratings for our classrooms, our systems, our professional development, you name it, it kind of goes into that system. And so we grew exponentially by then. And just last year, recently in 2020, we acquired more Head Start seats. We now have, we support 24 pregnant mothers, which is Educare Washington, DC at IDEA. So if you know any pregnant mothers, please point them our way. We're here to support. And we have 80 additional seats that will open up in May of 2020. And so this is where we are now. As you see, is this last kind of house right there. 2021 and beyond, we're hoping to support you and your family, and you become a part of our team and a part of our family enrolling with us. So I am now going to pass it to Ms. Talia Newman, who will talk more about Early Head Start, which is a special component of our program.
Good morning, everyone. As Mr. Berry said, I am Talia Newman. I'm the Director of Early Head Start Partnerships, and I will be discussing Early Head Start programming. So to start us off, what is Early Head Start? So Early Head Start is a federally funded program. We receive funds from the Office of Head Start, and it was first authorized in 1995. So the program provides early, continuous, and intensive comprehensive child development and family support services that will enhance your child's development in every area. So that means physical, emotional, intellectual, cognitive, you name it. So these are the principles of Early Head Start. We have an emphasis on high quality. And what that means is high quality when you go into the classroom, it's how the classroom is set up. Are we making sure that everything in the classroom is developing that child? So from the centers, also the curriculum we use, we're using a research-based curriculum. Also the conversations that are had in the classroom, as well as the teachers and their credentials, which we'll talk about a little later. And then we have prevention and promotion activities. So what that looks like, is there a child that has a delay in the classroom? If a child needs some additional support, we're able to provide those interventions. We have an inclusion specialist that can also work closely with the teacher to put any strategies in place to get the child to the next level. And also when the children are advanced, we have some enhancement activities that we will put into place to continue to give that child that challenge. We are also in support of parent involvement activities. We have different events. We also encourage families to come into the classroom, volunteer at our school. And with those parent involvement activities also comes different resources that you'll receive to help you in life. So that could mean if you're looking to continue your education, whether it's getting an associate's or bachelor's degree, if it's looking for services for specifically for interviews and resume writing, we can support you there. We also have meetings for budgeting. So we'll ask our partner to come in, and which is a local bank. They'll come in and they will also talk to everyone about budgeting. And then we have inclusion strategies, as I mentioned before, to support the children that are in the classroom who have IFSPs. So if they have been diagnosed, they'll also have the support of their inclusion specialist and teacher to implement those strategies in the classroom. There is also emphasis on the unique development of every child. So there's differentiation in the classroom. We have groups where the children may need more support, and then we'll have teachers working with the children that may need enhancement activities, as well as cultural competence. So being knowledgeable about each child's culture and how that affects the learning environment. And then a major component of Early Head Start is the comprehensiveness, the flexibility, and responsive services that we're providing. And on top of that, we also have transition planning throughout the school year. So this means transition from one class to another. It can even mean transition from out of Early Head Start into Head Start. And the teachers and the master teachers work closely together to create individualized school readiness goals to support these transition plans to get the child to the next level. And one of the great things about being in an Early Head Start program is that you have that continuity of care. So if your child enters in infancy, we support the child by keeping the teachers in the classroom. So at Educare DC, there are 3 teachers in the classroom, and at least one of those teachers will continue to support your child and be the teacher of your child from 0 until 3 and when they transition out of Head Start. And now getting into our most recent grant, which we're really proud of, is Educare at IDEA. So I mentioned the 3 classrooms in Educare Washington, DC. I'm sorry, the 3 teachers per classroom in Educare Washington, DC. At Educare at IDEA, we'll have 2 teachers per classroom. However, 2 teachers per classroom in a ratio of 8 children. So there are 8 children in our Early Head Start classes at Educare DC. There will also be 8 children at Educare at IDEA. So Educare IDEA was recently constructed. We are still in the process of construction, and it's scheduled to open in May 2021. So be on the lookout for that. You'll see a link in the chat. We are having a town hall where you can get more information about enrollment at Educare at IDEA on March 11th. So I see Ms. Jafon just put that forms. If you would like more information, if you live in the Deanwood area, or if you have family or friends in the Deanwood area, we have this new school that we will be opening in May 2021. And just to give you a little bit more context about this new school, it will be 10 classrooms, and it's specifically for 0 to 3. There will be 2 teachers per classroom, 80 students, and there will be 2 master teachers along with other staff to support the children and families at Educare at IDEA. So who do we partner with is the next question. We partner with several different child care centers throughout Ward 7 and Ward 8. As mentioned before, we were awarded with the Early Head Start Child Care Partnership Grant in 2019. And this grant allows us to partner with different child care centers that aren't necessarily Early Head Start centers. However, they have classrooms that are Early Head Start classrooms through our partnership. So this is just an example of the support that we give to our Early Head Start child care partners. So at St. Timothy's, we were able to provide them with a developmentally appropriate playground for infants and toddlers. So we worked to complete that construction there. At Dawn to Dusk, we were able to fully renovate their Early Head Start childcare, their Early Head Start setting. So they have a whole building that's dedicated to Early Head Start for 0 to 3. We completed renovations and also separated classrooms, so there's no transfer of sound from one classroom to another. We also renovated Kitty's College, which is located in Southeast. And we also are in the process of renovating St. Philip's Child Development Center, which is also located in Southeast. First Rock also received renovations, so we are really proud of that. Through that grant, we were able to complete these renovations as well as continue the work that we do at Educare DC at other centers. So the centers are able to get all of the supports that we have at Educare DC. They have access to family engagement specialists. They have access to a dietitian. So if there's a child that may not be thriving and you're looking for nutrition support, we have someone to support you there, as well as the family engagement specialist that you will work with to create goals for you and your family. So through Early Head Start, and this includes the Early Head Start Child Care Partnership, Children at Educare Washington, DC, and our partners receive the highest quality education through the implementation of creative curriculum, a research-based curriculum, along with Teaching Strategies Gold, which is the assessment tool to ensure that your child is developing typically. And if there is ever a time where a child needs more growth, we have the supports and the teachers to provide that intervention or strategies to get your child to the next level. And all of this goes to data utilization. We gather data throughout the day on your child. We also gather data from your family needs assessments, your family needs surveys, as well as your family partnership agreements to make informed decisions and support you and your child. We also provide family engagement resources and nutrition guidance to ensure children receive healthy meals for optimal growth and development. And on top of all the resources that I've named, such as access to a dietitian, creating family partnership agreement, budgeting advice, you also get free diapers and wipes. So if you are in an Early Head Start program, Early Head Start children receive free diapers and wipes while enrolled in our program. So this means you don't have to come to the center with diapers and wipes in hand, as in your diaper bag. We provide those to you. So now I would like to transition, and Mr. Michael Truesdale will talk about the Head Start program. And before he does, we also want to talk about the credentials of Early Head Start and Head Start teachers. The lead teacher has to have a bachelor's degree in early child education or a similar field. So what that similar field looks like, it could be human development, it could be family studies, it could be child development. All of our lead teachers have at least a bachelor's degree. An assistant teacher has to have an associate's degree in early childhood education or child development, a similar field. And then we have our teachers' aides at Educare Washington, DC, who have a high school diploma, as well as a CDA in infant and toddler development. So this also goes into that high quality that we're talking about. We request more of a stringent credential than any other typical child care center. And that's something that we're really proud about. So Mr. Michael Truesdale, I turn it over to you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Truesdale. I am the school director here at EDC Parkside, and I'm going to give you a little overview about Head Start and our pre-K program. What is Head Start and why choose an early learning program? Choosing an early learning program will allow your children to connect with other kids, be able to learn self-help skills, be able to have those children understand their feelings and behaviors, and also discover that learning is fun. What do we do? What is Head Start? What does Head Start do? Head Start not only provides services to your children, but we provide services to the entire family. Head Start offers wraparound services that includes family engagement, health services, nutrition, special needs, with special needs supporting your children's exceptionalities. We are servicing the entire family when you come to a Head Start program. So it's not just only for your child and their instruction needs, but it's also for you guys as well. Who and what and how do we serve them? We are a full-day, full-year program. At EDC Parkside, Educare DC Parkside, we serve children from 6 weeks to 5 years old. My colleague Talia told you a little bit about our 0 to 3 program, so I'm going to put a focus on our 3 to 5 program, which is our pre-K program. We offer high-quality research-based instruction, intensive family engagement, embedded professional development, and continuity of care, where your child will move along with that teacher as they go to the next classroom. So if they start out with a teacher at 6 weeks, they will move up with that teacher until they get to 3, and then they'll transition to a new teacher when they get to the pre-K program, and they will continue to stay with that teacher until they transition to kindergarten. At Educare DC Parkside, we have 160 children. We have 72 of those seats are early Head Start, infant and toddlers. We have 60 Head Start seats that is income restricted, and we have 23 pre-K seats that is not income restricted. What set us apart from other early childhood programs is the required qualifications that our teachers have. All of our classrooms at EDC Parkside are equipped with 3 teachers. We have a teacher aide that has a minimum of a child development associate, a CDA, or higher, with the focus in either infant and toddler or preschool. All of our teacher assistants have associate degrees or higher with a focus in early child education or related field. All of our lead teachers have a minimum of a bachelor's degree in early childhood education or related field. We have multiple teachers with advanced degrees. We also have a high staff retention rate with over 10 employees who have been employed with Educare DC since the very beginning in 2012. We have had teachers who have entered our building as parents, become teachers' aides, and also went all the way up to teachers, to lead teachers. They were also able to earn their degree while working here at Educare DC. Talking a little bit about transition. We know an early learning program is amazing for your child. It helps your child to, work with other students their age. Like I said, it helps your child discover fun. It helps your child learn self-help skills, and also helps your child with managing their feelings and their behaviors. Once your child leaves Educare DC, we help you with that transition plan to kindergarten. Our team works closely with you, and to help your child transition to kindergarten, we work closely with the neighborhood schools as well as the charter schools in the DC area to ensure a smooth transition. We also will help provide you with all the resources that you need to make that transition. Data. Right now, like we said, we are a high quality research-based instruction, and we are a high quality in program. So we partner with our LEP partners at the University of Maryland to support our data collecting assessments. One of those assessments is the class, which is one of those graphs right there. Focus on the teacher and student interaction. It supports the nurturing of the child's learning while also responding to those child's needs. So this assessment in particular focuses on that interaction with the teacher and your child. And it also focuses on all the needs that your child may need. As you can see, over the years, our scores have increased, and this is due to the embedded professional development and also high quality teaching practices that are implemented by our amazing MTs, who I will introduce to you now, and they will provide you with more information around curriculum and instructions. So now I'm gonna switch gears and transition to introduce you to our master teachers, Ms. Morgan Ruffin, who is our infant and toddler master teacher, and Ms. Desiree Eel, who is our pre-K master teacher.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Morgan Ruffin. I am the infant toddler master teacher, and I'm going to talk to you about curriculum design and classroom experience of infants and toddlers. But first, let's meet your MTs. I myself, Morgan Ruffin, down at the bottom. Ms. Desiree Eel is in the red at the top, and Ms. Julie Gibson is not here with us today, but she's our toddler master teacher. With our master teachers, basically we coach the teachers in the classroom on high quality instruction, as well as supervise them to ensure that they are upholding our company's vision and mission. So now we're going to take a glimpse into our current infant program. We got some quick facts here. Currently, we have 2 infant classrooms on site, and we have 8 students in each classroom. And as we talked about prior to, we have 3 teachers in each of those rooms, a lead teacher, assistant, and an aide. Sometimes in our infant rooms, we do provide a floater, which is an extra set of hands. As we all know, infants are very needy in terms of getting their needs met with eating, feeding, and changing. So making sure that we have those extra set of hands is very important. They also have the training experience, is what we talked about before. Each month we have professional development, which allows our teachers to get more training on the latest research in childcare, or even some CPR, or making sure that all of our certificates and things are up to date. Individualized scheduling and responsive care, we understand and recognize as being most important. We have arranged our infant schedule to be accommodating to all of their special and specific needs. We have large classrooms for growth, exploration, and development. Usually towards the end of the year, our classroom transitions into a mobile infant classroom. So we have ample room for the children to be able to walk around, explore, and practice those different gross motor movements. We also encourage breastfeeding. So we do have a lactation room on site for parents to go into, breastfeed, to pump, to have the one-on-one time with you and your child. We have a space just for you. We also have ample materials meant to encourage and challenge the children at different levels of their development. We consistently are ordering new things based on their interests, and we are fully stocked. So as I kind of briefly mentioned about the schedule, this is a sample of our actual infant room schedule. As you can see, from 7 to 9 is before care, generally when the children are dropped off. After that, it kind of goes into 3-hour blocks because we want to make time for that individualized schedule for each infant. So it looks a little bit larger, but usually in those times, this is typically what you could see, what you could expect to see. So here's our curriculum, which is creative curriculum. And basically, this is kind of a collection of knowledge and skills needed for your child's educational experience. And we chose creative curriculum because it's flexible. It really goes off the child's interest, and it gives them the high quality instruction that we're after. So it builds again off their natural curiosity and interest. Everything is hands-on, which we know is very important for our infants, especially gaining all of the information about their world around them through their senses. We encourage responsive routines and caregiving through the activities in our curriculum, as well as collect data to make sure that we are honing in and giving them individualized instruction. Most importantly, you all are at the brink of all of this. You are very important, and we really want you all to come and be a part of this. And there are several ways that you can join and be involved. So we have learning games as another part of our curriculum that whatever we're working on in the classroom, you all have the opportunity to work on at home. Parent-teacher conferences give you kind of a mid-semester update, if you will, about how your child is developing and what we're currently working on or what the next steps are. Power Tots and Art Studio is another great extended learning option that we have for our children here. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but that is also encompassed by family engagement. Home visits is our prime opportunity for us to create this relationship with you all so we can get more personal about your needs are as well as your child's. Volunteering in the classroom, whether it's a cooking activity or art activity, we want to see you here. Each classroom also has monthly parent meetings where they will have a topic that they will focus on for the month, whether it's teething, crawling, it could be biting, whatever that topic is. Our teachers have researched it and they want to share information with you and how we work together through that stage of development. Parent policy is another great way for you all to become involved and kind of put your input around the policies that we have here at Educare DC. And then ESI, which is our early science initiative, is another great way that we combine the family engagement with actual science. So currently, because of what's going on in our nation right now, we are not fully at full capacity like we always would be. We are currently following all guidance from OSCE to ensure the health and safety of children and staff is met. We all wear PPE or mask or mask if we need to, mask throughout the day, but also we have a professional on-site cleaning crew that's here throughout the day. We have 6 classrooms that are currently open. 7 children are in each classroom, as well as 3 teachers. We're operating Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And since the parents are not actually allowed to come into the building just yet, what we do give the families at the end of the day is called a daily report. This lets you know all about your child's day, what they ate, what time they slept, what they played with today, anything that they enjoyed or anything exciting that happened. And then there's another thing that we do. Families can engage with the classrooms via Zoom. So once a week, teachers can schedule time to turn the computer on, just like we are now, and you can watch your children actually engage in these different activities throughout the day. We're establishing routines and schedules with the emphasis on social emotional development. So that self-care, the hand washing, pulling up and down pans, things like that, that's what we are currently working. And last but not, oh, go ahead. Let's go into the toddler room. I'm ready. Let's take a little glimpse into the toddler world. Schedule looks a little bit different here. It's a little bit more packed, if you will, with little For morning activities, the children arrive and have breakfast, which is called pretty family style, where we all sit down at the table, we have great conversation, we're passing around food. After that, we go into our activity centers. The children can play with blocks, they can go into dramatic play and dress up in different articles of clothing. Group time is the time we get together, sing some songs, build community. Creative arts is that moment where they're able to get up and move and stretch their bodies, as well as do visual arts or creative arts with art materials such as paint or crayon. Story time, another group time for us to get together, try to get some of that embedded language that we were talking about, as well as outdoor play, which we do every day, 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon. Afternoon, have some lunch. Every child has their own personal cot where they have their own sheet and their blanket. All those things are provided by us. Have a snack, and then they're back up playing into those centers, learning, having some of those great conversations, and then pick up. So now we're going to take a quick view into our pre-K life with my colleague, Ms. Desiree Eel. She will tell you more about pre-K. Ms. Eel, don't forget to unmute.
Here we go. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna start over. Let me introduce myself. My name is Desiree Hill, and I want to give you a little bit about our pre-K program. In pre-K, we use the same curriculum as the infant toddler program. It's creative curriculum, but the only difference is we focus around studies. In pre-K, it's an interest area. It's a 6 to 8 week study around a child's interest. And that could be music, exercise, clothing, a bug study. And those are embedded into our centers that we do every day. Some of the learning is also embedded into our daily routine. So our daily routine looks like an arrival and a sign-in. The sign-in is where children get the opportunity to practice their handwriting and developing those fine motor skills. We have breakfast, and then we have our large group, which consists of a fun music and movement activity and a discovery conversation where we discuss what's going to happen throughout the day, what they can find in those different learning areas and centers. Then we're on to investigating their environment, where the children go into the centers and play and learn what's going on. Sorry, thank you. And then during that time, we also have this small group structure where it's individualized and targeted based on your child's needs. We have a lunch and then a brain and rejuvenation, which can be a nap, but children are required to sleep, just a time for them to relax and calm their body so that they can have more continued investigation throughout the day and the afternoon. And then we have our daily closeout. Our learning is enhanced through field trips and hands-on experiences. In this picture, you will see them at the farm going on a field trip, and one where they were doing a music study, and they actually put on a show for the other staff members and children in the program. And the children got to experience with and manipulate different instruments in this one. Our learning is extended through outdoor partnerships, outside partnerships, and they are Power Tots, Abracadabra, and so on. Our Power Tots is an opportunity for the children to get to experience dancing, yoga. These programs come into our school once a week or sometimes once a month to work with the children and the teachers to help them develop those extra skills. With Power Tots, they get the opportunity to develop their gross motor skills. This helps them with the balance and focusing and maintaining their attention. Then we have Abracadabra. Oh, I'm sorry, Early Science Initiative. And our Science Initiative is another program that embeds our STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. And that is a program that is embedded within our daily activities. They are working throughout the day in those areas of STEAM. Then there's our Abracadabra. She comes in once a week to work with the children in an art program. The children get the opportunity to focus on and play with different modalities of art. That's clay, paint. They can do color mixing, learn about lines, and this gives the children an opportunity to develop their language skills, to work in groups, to be able to problem solve and make decisions. And then we have City Blossoms. That is a program that comes in, which Ms. Patricia will be talking more about, that helps the children understand about where their food comes from and gives them the opportunity to develop healthy eating skills. We also have in-house field trips where programs come into us and give our children some opportunities to experience different things. One of them is the Imagination Station, where they come in and put on small plays for the children and give them an opportunity to engage in the arts. Due to COVID, we are now doing virtual learning. So our virtual learning encompasses all of the things that we do in the building is just done via Zoom. So the children get the opportunity to engage in learning activities through Zoom with the teacher. It's continue to maintain health and safety. We create interactive, engaging learning experiences, and it's an ongoing commitment to being flexible and meeting the needs of you and your children. What you can expect from our remote learning is pre-recorded lessons that are available to you at your leisure on our Facebook page. You also have live Zoom lessons from Tuesday to Thursday from 9 to 3, pre-packaged learning materials that includes a lesson plan and all the materials needed to execute that lesson plan via Zoom with your teacher. You get to actively engage in those live experiences, and as you've heard throughout this throughout this presentation is about data. During that time, we collect data while your children is engaging in those activities so that we continue to focus on individualized lessons. You get a personal admin to help you create a schedule that meets the needs of you and your children. And access still to our extended learning is Power Tots and Abracadoodle. They come on Zoom once a week to do activities with your children. That's it for pre-K. I just want to thank you for listening. And if you need any more information, I encourage you to go to our website. Oh, and I want to introduce you. I'm so sorry. Next up is Ms. Patricia. She'll be giving you more information about our comprehensive services. Ms. Patricia, you're on mute as well.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Ms. L. Good morning, everyone. My name is Patricia De La Torre, and I would like to give you an overview of what is a comprehensive service, all the way from your intake and then Educare and then a roadmap of what we do here. So why comprehensive services? So our Head Start performance standard says that we must provide a high quality health, oral health, and mental and nutrition services that are developmentally and culturally appropriate that will support each child's growth and school readiness. So as a comprehensive services department, we are tasked with coordinating health services that promote child development, health, safety, special needs, and mental health. I'll give you like an overview of what is a comprehensive services department. So we are composed of different areas, that is in nutrition, mental health, food service, special education, and our newly member, which is like our prenatal program, which was launched like last November 2020. So why is it important? So we believe that a child's health and wellness is a vital aspect of their overall school readiness and academic success. You cannot let the child learn better in school if she or he is hungry or if a child is sick. So we take an integrated approach to a child's healthy body and mind by promoting health, nutrition, and mental health and special education. So as the Director of Comprehensive Services, it is my goal to make sure that children are healthy and safe so they can engage in learning. some of the things I do is like I collaborate with our nutrition consultant and our health consultant to make sure and to support the health and nutrition needs of children and families, and also to develop and monitor our pregnant mother program, which is very new. Let me introduce to you to our some of the our staff, our comprehensive services managers. Ms. Dorian Brandt is our comprehensive services manager at our new location that was mentioned by my colleagues a while ago at CCP and IDEA. And also Ms. Angela Williams, which is the comprehensive services manager. You will be learning more about them in our segment 5, which will be on March 2nd. They will talk about the power of inclusion and mental health. Another member of our department is Ms. Ruki, which is our health and nutrition coordinator. So Ruki worked closely with other members of our Educare staff, especially our family engagement specialist, to ensure that all families have an ongoing source and continuous accessible health care. She also collaborates with our food service staff to ensure that proper meals and meal substitutions are being implemented. So I want to take you all for the documents that we require during our intake. These documents are required by our licensing and also per our DCMR regulation that all children on their first day of service should have an appropriate and complete documentation of a comprehensive physical health examination. And also, it's really important right now, especially at this pandemic, we make sure that everyone on site here are fully immunized and have their appropriate well baby checks. And also for children who are like 3-year-old, we also require to have their oral health given to us. For those who have asthma, we also are required to have the asthma action plan. And for children who have like an IEP and IFSP plan, we require those documents. So during acceptance, on top of what I just mentioned earlier, we also required our families to fill out some forms. These forms is not kind of like to overwhelm you, but to help us know you better, know your child better. For example, we have this child health history form. It helps us know your child when they were young, even during pregnancy. Our nutrition assessment will help us determine if your child has like food allergies or are like picky eaters and among those things. So these are like just the forms that we need. We also have a form if you wanted to request a soy milk or lactate milk if your child are lactose intolerant. So let me talk deeper about health. For our Head Start Performance Standard, they required that on the first 45 days, we have to do a hearing and vision screening. We believe that early intervention matters, and we know that, you know, if we give support to a child who has like some hearing challenges, it will be better to do it like while they are still with us. We also identify, because of the health history form that you filled out, children with chronic disease like anaphylaxis or asthma. We also give you like provide a medication administration form if you wanted us to administer medication to your children while in our care. So those are just the things that we wanted to we're going to explaining to you so you can better understand the process here. These are just examples of how we do our vision and hearing screening. Some of that are being implemented by our community partners like Prevention of Blindness, or we have our state-of-the-art hearing screening And also the vision screening is one that is also used in by pediatricians. So nutrition, as what Ms. L mentioned earlier, I'll talk more about nutrition. So a program is designed and implement nutrition services that are culturally and developmentally appropriate to meet the nutritional needs and accommodate the feeding of children. So we also encourage family style dinings here, but because of right now of COVID, we don't do that. But we implemented meal service, doing like a social distancing and separating children in the table. So our nutrition consultant, Ms. Sue, has 25 years of service working in a Head Start and Early Head Start program. And she is also a certified trainer from Aussie. So she conducts a one-on-one consultation with parents. She also attend our classroom meetings and think of ways on how to do like some nutrition activities with our children here at Educare. So meet our new prenatal program. Ms. Isba Barlas will be talking in our segment 3rd on how we support 24 prenatal moms in our program. So please, if you have time, please come and watch that segment 3, which will be on February 18th. What is a Health Services Advisory Committee and community partners? Why is it important? So we need support as much, it takes a village to raise a child. So we have this Health Services Advisory Committee, which is composed not only of our staff here, but also parents. It is really important, to attend and to be a members of this Health Services Advisory. And also our professionals in the community, doctors, dentists, DC Health. Those are like some of our Health Services Advisory Committee partners, which help us, guide us, and give us some referrals and resources needed to improve and to have like the best care of children in our center. So some of the things that we need in a classroom are like we supply the list of children with food allergies. We take a picture and then the food that they're allergic to. We also have the list of children with chronic disease, their medication authorization form. And we also have this emergency first aid backpack, which they bring, especially when they walk around the park or they have, they go somewhere else. So hand washing, we know how important it is right now of doing like the proper hand washing. So every year we have a refresher training to all our staff so they can also guide our children on how to properly wash their hands. So we wash their hands during intake, as soon as they come in, when they go out and play, before they eat. We make sure that they wash their hands properly. And this hand washing poster is being seen in all our sink. Diapering. So these 16 steps are also posted in our diaper area, just to guide our teachers and staff on how to properly do a diaper change. So in conclusion, in addition to education, family and community engagement, comprehensive services teams support and promote children's healthy development and school readiness. So together we can prepare children possess the skills, knowledge, and attitudes necessary for lifelong success. And now I would like to transition to the director of our family engagement, Ms. Shonda Clark-White.
Thank you, Patricia. And thank you, families, for joining us. I know that we have spoken a lot about education and health and all things Educare program, and I'd like to finish us off today, or this morning rather, we're talking about family engagement, which is a component to our Educare program, as well as Head Start, that you don't necessarily find in a lot of other programs. Once again, I'm Shonda Clark-White, the Director of Family Engagement, and I am pleased to be here with you this morning. Next slide, Ms. Hood. So who is family engagement? Who are we? We are comprised in this department of a recruitment team. And you've met Ms. J. Fawn Hood, who is our recruitment specialist. We have our enrollment team, and we also have our family engagement specialist. So those are our members of the family engagement department. What do? We do it all. We can't say that enough. The family engagement department is in fact responsible for the recruitment, all of the enrollment of Educare programs, and the direct family support services to all of the enrolled children and families. What does our recruitment consist of? What does it look like? Part of what it looks like is this wonderful virtual open house, which I must say is our first virtual open house, and I am pleased with the turnout that we have, and I really appreciate all of you all for coming. But our recruitment consists of recruiting our students and families, and it occurs all year round. Within this pandemic and these uncertain times, we've had to adjust things, but we have events such as an open house. We participate in a number of community events within the Ward 7 and 8 community, but across the district-wide. We also have various virtual meetings now, such as town halls and opportunities for families to engage and ask questions. We participate in other virtual meetings where we get to meet other community partners and members and families, where we have the opportunity to kind of talk more about Educare DC. We canvass the community, and what does that look like? It's what we call our boots to the ground, or some people here, you beat the streets. We are out in the community. We are walking the neighborhood. We are meeting our families where they are, whether you are at the metro station, whether you are at the McDonald's, the library, wherever you are. We want to be in the community with you and letting you know what is in your backyard, such as Educare DC. And then we also use a lot of word of mouth. Our staff and our current parents spread the word of the great work that Educare does, and other community members spread the word as well. And that has been our largest and most successful recruitment. So after recruitment, we talk about the enrollment processes. And I mentioned we have an entire enrollment team that handles this. So how do you enroll? First, it starts with your interest in Educare. So just having an interest, you being here today is expressing that interest. The next is that you would submit an application. After you submit the application, you would have an opportunity to submit supporting documents along with that application, or just post that application when you talk with our enrollment team about a little bit more specifics. After you submit your application and supporting documents that we will review, we then take an opportunity in our enrollment team to conduct what's called an intake interview. That interview is just a conversation. It's for us to be able to review the application with you, make sure that nothing has been missed, review those supporting documents, work with you in case we need additional documentation to determine your eligibility to the program, and then we conduct a review. After our review, we give you a call, an email, and let you know that you've been accepted into the program if you are, and then we talk through what does that mean, when you'll be able to officially enroll and register. And it's a multi-step process, but our enrollment team is with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand everything, that we leave no stone unturned, and that we have all of the documents necessary to get you started on your way for your very first day with Educare. The other component to our program in this department, is our family engagement specialists. Some people may call them caseworkers, some people may call them case managers, some people may even think to them as just various helpers. But we are in fact family engagement specialists. The team consists of 10 specialists across Educare programs. And the family engagement is really a collaborative effort. It's really a strength-based process through which early childhood professionals, families, and children build positive and goal-oriented relationships. It is very much, our work in this department for the specialists is very much a relationship-built program. It's the relationship work. And our goal is to get to know the families, is to begin a partnership with families. And that partnership is required. And what's required of that partnership really is a commitment from both the professional, the specialist, as well as the family, is a commitment to sustaining and creating this ongoing relationship that supports the family well-being. How do we develop this partnership? How is it achieved? We do a couple of different things. We do a number of things, actually. And part of it is establishing that relationship. That is the first thing. We want to talk to you. We want to know what's going on. We want to know how can we, in family engagement, be of a support to you. We want to assess your family's needs. You may have no needs. You may not even know the needs that you actually have. And so we start engaging in this conversation and really getting to know you and explaining more about what family engagement is here to do, how we can best support you in your child and family's early learning journey. We're going to stay in constant communication. We are texting, we are calling, we are emailing. When we're on site, when we can, we are stopping by classrooms. We are walking you to your car after drop off. We are walking you from your car to pick up. We are right there. We're going to talk with you when you have the moment in time, and we're going to schedule time to do so as well. But we're going to constantly communicate, and we're going to have an invested interest in your child and family. We're coming out the door with that investment because we are here as professionals. We are here to service you and the family. We just want to know, how can we best be of support? We are going to get to know your child. We're going to get to know you. And through that, we are going to create goals with you that we're going to work on with you to help you achieve. Some of those goals are as simple as being kindergarten ready. Maybe you come in the door as a 6-month-old child, a mom who's first time, and you just want to make sure that you're doing everything right to prepare your child to enter kindergarten. Well, we're going to work on those things. We're going to talk about everything related to your family to help you and assess those needs and create goals and to work on and to achieve. And we're going to do all of this actually within the first 45 days. And the reason we want to do it in the first 45 days, number of reasons, but one of the most important reasons is we want to maximize our time with you. We want to make sure that we get you early, that we talk with you early, we establish that relationship early, okay? And how else is this achieved? It's achieved by ensuring that parents that are participating in our program are not just involved, but they're engaged. And what does that look like? Involvement is something that you typically do. You show up, you drop your kids off, you talk to your teacher occasionally, but we want to take that to the next level here at Educare DC, and we want you to engage. We want you to participate in morning meeting if possible. We want you to sit and engage with your teacher, attend parent meetings, but not just attend, but to participate, to really have engaged conversation, meet other parents, participate in workshops, really have and create a dialogue and relationship with your child's teacher, your child's community at the school, and branch out because there is a community beyond just the neighborhood. You have a community here at Educare and the Educare family. Next slide is good. Family Engagement Department does this through a number of ways. We extend this community and show you our family through a number of ways. We do it through workshops. Those workshops are based on not just the things that we think are important, but more so the things that are important to you. That needs assessment I talked about, those goals we talked about, help us to create workshops that are beneficial to the parents, that are beneficial to the families. We also participate in something called Parent Cafe. It's a wonderful opportunity for families, parents to get together and really connect and have a safe space to share about what's happening in their lives as a parent, the things that they are faced with. We propose questions. We talk about things such as the protective factors, which we will go into a lot more when you participate in the Parent Cafe, but really thinking about how parents protect each other, how we protect ourselves, things that help us to grow as parents, the challenges that we face, and it's a safe space to do so. We also, again, have parent meetings monthly. We also have and participate in what's called a Parent Policy Council. This Policy Council is an opportunity of shared governance, and really kind of what that comes to is parents having an opportunity to be active members and stakeholders in Educare. And at these Parent Policy Council meetings, we actually talk about Educare program business. So some people may think of it very much like a PTA, but we're going a step above. So you're not just, again, involved, but you're really engaging in your child's education, your family's program, really understanding what's happening. We've got new buildings happening. We've got people that are being hired, and you are very much a part of all of those conversations, and we take your feedback. Parent Policy Council, the officers actually get an opportunity to participate in the hiring process, the interviewing process of our teaching staff and other admin staff. So that's another great opportunity. Ways to get involved and engage are really just also to be connected to community resources. And most of all, we do it all. We're here for support. What do we need from you? We need you to enroll. All of my colleagues have said the same thing, and you're here for one reason. You're here to get more information. You're here because you're interested. And if you're really interested, we need you to enroll. We want you to enroll. What do we need from you? We need that application. Where can you get that application? You can get that application from educaredc.org, the website. You can apply right online. We need your supporting documentation. There is a link in the website, a tab rather, that will tell you about all of the supporting documents that we'll need, and we need you to go ahead and start collecting those. You can give our office a call or shoot us an email, and we can help support you through that process. We need your commitment to quality early learning programming to your child and family, and we need you to spread the word. If you know someone who has a child in this age group that we're looking for, please share with them that we're looking to enroll students and families, and we have a great program to offer. I'm gonna turn it back over to Ms. Jayfon Hood, and I just wanna again thank everyone for coming. This is our recruitment team. We thank you. The EDC family thanks you.
All right, that was such an amazing presentation. I hope you guys walked away or are walking away with some great information to help you make informed decisions for your family. That was the intention behind us hosting this event. But I would love, before I turn the floor over to you, because we are running amazing on time. Great job, presenters. Kudos to you. So that way we can give our amazing guests the floor to ask some questions if they so choose. But I wanted to provide you guys with some future dates. What you see here is our open house mini series segment. I know our presenters have mentioned some of the future segments that we'll be offering throughout the month of February into the first week of March. We have our enrollment team, How to Enroll with Educare. They're coming up next week on the 18th. Then followed by All Moms Deserve to Be. And there are a couple of factors and what we call tenets that our prenatal team are going to talk about. And then followed up with Building the Future Through Proper Nutrition. You'll get to personally meet Miss Sue, our nutrition consultant, who Miss Patricia mentioned in her presentation. And then the power of inclusion and mental health. That's when our other additional members of our comprehensive services team is going to come and talk about our best practices around mental health and inclusion within the world of early childhood education. And then our bonus segment, our enrollment team is going to come right back out for you on a Saturday, and they're going to provide one-on-one support for those individuals who may need that little bit of hand-holding as far as pulling together your documentation to enroll, how to complete the application, whatever it may be. Even if you just want to schedule your intake interview, as Ms. White discussed, is a part of the process. So I want you guys to save the dates. And then also remember, we have the Educare at IDEA coming. I'm so excited about this new addition to offer 80 additional early Head Start 0 to 3 seats right in the Deanwood community. So we're really pumped about that. And we're going to be hosting a town hall on March the 11th. In the invitation, we will provide you with the specific time. We're ironing out those finer little details. But in the chat box, I included a link. I'll include it again once I turn the the floor over. So that way you can utilize that link to express your interest to be added into that, that invitation for the town hall. So that way you can go ahead and start the process to reserve your seat, because again, we're opening those doors come May. So Educare DC Parkside, we are full right now with our early Head Start seats. So we will begin enrolling for the fall, but we don't have to wait. With Educare at IDEA, we have openings coming available to you come May. And then our prenatal program, also a part of Educare at IDEA, we're already taking on expecting moms. So if you or you know of someone who is expecting, please by all means send them our way. I also included in the chat our email, so you can quickly send an email to our enrollment team. They are standing by, eager to answer any of your questions related to the prenatal program as well. So with all of that being said, I know we have a few members who are sticking around for the Q&A, I believe. So I would love for you to turn off your mic and let us know if you have any questions that maybe we did not cover in our presentation. All right, so do me a favor. If there are no questions, so that I know that we won't wrap up prematurely, if you can give me a thumbs up, so that way I know that you are walking away informed and ready to complete that application. Thumbs up, all right. Thank you for that thumbs up. Any other thumbs up in the crowd? Okay, thank you for that. All right. So I want to thank you all again for dedicating your time to spend an hour and a half with us. Thank you for that thumbs up right there, Ms. Taylor. I appreciate it. It has been an absolute pleasure to share with you all that Educare has to offer. I hope we get to see you again as we dive deeper into our segments that are coming up. You can access those via our Eventbrite landing page. You would have seen links to those in the emails that I've sent out to you. If you go to Eventbrite, search Educare DC, you'll be able to see a list of all of our upcoming events and be able to register for free and come and hang out with us one more time, or 2 times, or 3 times, or 4 times. We just hope to see you. And more importantly, we hope that you choose Educare DC for your child's early learning education choice. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a positively powerful day on purpose, and we hope to see you soon.